Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. I am Kath, Social Media Manager at HeyGen, and today we have the Chief Product Officer, who is Wayne Liang, and he's with us today. He's also a co-founder of HeyGen, and he is going to go through some specifics of video translation with us for business. Now, we realize that businesses want to scale, and the best way to do that is to be able to communicate on a global level, and that is what our product does. So for those of you that aren't familiar with HeyGen, we are a company that allows you to create videos using our AI technology. And you do this with avatars and also with voice. So it's really unique. Our products have gone viral. It's the future of video marketing. That's what people are saying. And that's what we're here to show you today. So hi, Wayne. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you guys today.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Now, a couple of things that we need to mention before we get started. We are going to be dropping a link in the side panel, and that is for you to be able to register and get 5 credits so we can get you started creating these videos and uploading them and translating them and doing whatever it is you need to do to get started. So it's really exciting. Looks like we have people from all over the place, so all over Europe and Asia and the US. So thank you so much for joining us today. We realize that everybody's really busy, and we really appreciate you being here. So with that, let's get started. Let's get started with our first question, which is, hold on one second. Give us, now I just kind of gave a brief overview of HeyGen and what it is that we do, but explain to us, Wayne, if you can, about video translation, what that is and why it's important.
Yeah, so I see many new members joining our community today. So we can kind of start from the beginning to kind of tell you about like what HeyGen does and also what video translation. So first of all, as Kat mentioned, HeyGen is a product to help businesses create their AI avatars and the videos. So to scale up their video production in a much faster and cheaper way comparing to the traditional way of making videos. And on top of that, we have recently launched a new feature called video translation, which kind of skips the avatar part, but just like help businesses and the creators upload and translate whatever existing video they have previously made from one language to another, but keeping their own voice and their ways of speaking certain stuff. So it kind of retains your emotion, your excitedness in your original video. It's almost as if you just knew the other languages by yourself, which is pretty interesting and surprising to many people. That's why many of you might have seen examples here and there from the internet. And yeah, we have been actively working on better versions of video translation for more people. So excited to talk to you more about like what's new today.
Thank you for that. So who is video translation for? Who in business is going to benefit the most from using this type of product?
Yeah, that's a great question. So since we launched video translation, we have been receiving lots of like incoming inquiries from all kinds of businesses, and it's actually quite a few major but also valuable use cases. Like if one of them happens in your company, you might also want to consider this. So first of all, for bigger companies, like there's a huge pain of localization, either for their internal content or external content. For example, when they used to produce employee onboarding or training videos internally, they need to figure out a way to be catered to different regions. Either they have different instructors in their language to do this, or they have to find like multilingual speaker. But now with video translation, everything can be automatic. It can be the same instructor, same person, but different language to different regions of employees. Same for the external communication when you are talking to your local audience. say from East Asia or East Europe or South America, the audience tend to be engaged more if you are speaking to them in their own language, right? Especially if like a representative of the company is trying to communicate to the audiences. It would be like not really possible for someone to know all kinds of languages and speak them natively. But now, this whole localization issue has been totally revolutionized by HeyGen Video Translation for companies who operate and communicates across continents and countries. So that's a big one. Another big one is learning and development. So as many of you know, that there's lots of like great educational learning content on the internet, like from Coursera to Udemy to some like online universities or some educational informative YouTube channels made by certain experts. Those channels are super valuable. They teach us whatever like that's really like um, expertise from like their experience, but usually only in one language. The speaker, the professor, the instructor themselves, they can usually speak in their own language. Therefore, obviously limited to how many different either students or audience they can reach, and therefore the impact of their knowledge and the information, which again is super valuable. But now with video translation, you can basically share your knowledge, what's in your mind, what's in your brain, to almost any major, regions and the audience from the world. And there's no more barrier of language to like knowledges and information. So that's another big one, right? And marketing teams, for marketing teams who are running campaigns like multi-region, like they want to, show some value proposition to their different audience from like I mentioned earlier, like different language. They can now also have like very native and also consistent brand expression to different language, different regions. Like they can produce the same the source content, say their ads video or their promotional video from the same person, maybe same representative or same um, image from their brand, and they can seamlessly translate that into different languages to their audiences, but still remain the consistency and the appearance of what they want to represent in their brand, right? For content creators, for sure, like there are many content creators reaching out to us, wishing to just like expand their audience reach like 10x, either on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or maybe in their own social network. There was a educational YouTube video who had like a 1 hour long kind of teaching video about some topic, and this YouTuber turned his video into Hindi from English, and all of a sudden like there's like thousands of views from Indian and Hindi speaking audience, and they built really interesting connection there, right? And the C-level talking to their teams communicating, it's a similar use case than from HeyGen avatar videos. But now they don't they can skip the avatar part and just like be speaking to their company in their own language, but then translated and localized to all the other teams who speak different languages, right? When sales reach out to their potential prospects, it can be also more engaging because a sales representative can just speak to whoever in their own local language. Imagine like some salesperson reach out to you speaking your home dialect, like hometown, right? So it's a lot better than he just reaching out with like a language and maybe that's not your mother tongue, right? So there are many interesting use cases, and many of them are super valuable for the business world, as the essence of video translation is just to remove the language barrier and to facilitate communication, information sharing with like minimal cost in terms of time and money, right? So we're very excited about this.
Yeah, it's super exciting. As a content creator, I mean, I speak two languages. I'm fluent in Greek and English, and it was always a barrier. Like, I can't reach out to anyone in Asia. I don't know if they'll understand me, or somebody in Germany. So it is really, really exciting because now I can speak at least 14 languages at any given time. Okay, so I know a video translation has been out for, I think, a little bit over a month, and it's been viral all over the place. People are just loving it. They're creating videos speaking 8 different languages in each video. So tell us about maybe some of the new features that have been added in the last few weeks.
Yeah, so we launched video translation beta like almost a month ago, and it started to get kind of viral and grab traction from the internet. People have been trying, and many businesses have been reaching out to us and sharing their feedback and expectations. And we have been building the product actively based on customers' feedback, and we made lots of progresses. So in the past 2 weeks, I think Josh, my co-founder, has shared with our audience. Some of you might not be there last time, but we have released script proofread, which allows you to control the result of the translation 100% before rendering the video. We are now also supporting SRT upload, so like a captions file. So if you've got a captions file of your video, you have the control 100% both before and after the translation. And we are supporting multi-speaker translation. I can show you how it works with voice selection. So you don't have to be limited to the voice from the video. You might have like a better voice that you have made with HeyGen, right? And there is 4K video supported, longer video duration, and yeah. So let me start sharing my screen to walk people through this update, so it's like more visual. Can I, Kat?
Yeah, great.
Okay. So just a second. Let me start sharing my screen, and
Yeah, let's get some demos.
show you guys what we mean. Just a second. Let me see. Okay. Screen share. Can you guys all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is like the updated version of video translation, and some of you might have not seen this because many of the new features are for enterprise accounts. That's because for those people who have like really high standard and the requirements of the video translation, like usually our translation works pretty well. It's going to be native. It'll be with your original tone or expression. But if you have specific requirements of certain translation results, that's where it goes to enterprise, and we have like the features built specifically over there. So let me walk you through the new UI first. So first of all, we have updated the input area. You can now upload like a video on your computer directly or from your Google Drive or YouTube, because we know many people have their own YouTube or Google Drive videos stored, usually pretty large and not easy to download and upload. Since we are supporting like much longer videos, yeah. So by default it's 1 hour, but if needed, like we can support up to 10 hours of video. I doubt many people have that long videos like in a single piece. But here's how you can upload a video with more input ways of input. If you need to input your video from like other channels, please let us know. We are totally happy to support that, and you'll be able to select your language. There's now almost 20 languages supported. We're constantly working on more languages to the list, and I think there's another close to 20 languages to be added in here. The HeyGen app support almost 50 languages right now already. So eventually all of the languages supported in HeyGen app will be in HeyGen translation. And here's where you submit the translation. You can submit the translation with the visual part, where we also translate your speaker's face and mouth movements as people have seen. But if you don't want, you can also translate the audio only, right? That's previously available. And here's the new stuff. So we've got this proofread as well as SRT upload. So Josh demoed this last time, but what proofread does is that for your given video, it does not go translate and render the video directly. it kind of help transcribe your video and show you the translation for you to double check or revise before you decide, okay, it's the one I'm gonna go. For example, this is like the interface of proofread. Say if you speak Japanese, or if you have like a Japanese localization team who has really high standard, you can come here to check all the translation in very details. The reason like this kind of proofread like breakdown script step sentence by sentence is because we have followed up with this SRT upload, so which is like even more finer control of your video translation. So for example, we can submit this video, and you can submit the SRT, which is like the captions file with your video. Usually for teams who have like a strong requirement, they have this stuff, and we will be able to kind of take this to input together to generate like a more specific proofread based on your input. And it'll look like this, because in my original SRT file, we have like our, scripts perfectly aligned with the timing, with how we want it to be breakdown and structured. So we will follow your structure, translate without changing your captions, order or like breakdown. So you'll have like a better control even before the translation. But if you don't use SRT, our AI will also do our best to try to break down the sentences, like the tempo, the way of the speaker speaking, and give you the translation, present it to you. You can change everything. Let's say, okay, Tesla, maybe actually it's like Tesla after SpaceX, right? So with these two features together, proofread and SRT upload, you have 100% control before and after the translation. So there will be no issue that's not going to be resolvable. If you have like really strict requirement to the translation quality in terms of localization, which usually is like an enterprise demand from many of our customers. So that's about. I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say that's amazing for accessibility. For those with accessibility needs where it needs to be very specific, that's amazing. It's a game changer.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that's about how the ways of controlling your translation before rendering. We've also supported multi-people translation, multi-speaker translation. Let me play like an example for you here quickly. Okay, not this one, but this one here. So this.
We can't hear it.
Sorry, you can hear this. Let me turn this a little bit, just a second. And there might be a delay, when it comes to audio visual synchronization when I play this video over the webinar, tool to you guys. But just so you know how my look and sound like.
ました。本当ですか？彼はパロアルトに住んでるんで。ボタンを押しますか？というと、ジャックの家に行く。
Right,
はい、
so
基本
it's
的
a really long video. I won't play all of it, but basically we now support multi-speaker translation already, and you can also let me turn this off because otherwise it'll be echo. Right, so you will be able to go here. Sorry, not this one. I think it's this one. This is a video where it kind of starts with a black screen, so we don't see the preview in there. But here's a link. It's basically like an interview, and what happens is that we can now detect the different speakers, and you can go to select different voices for each speaker if you want. We will be able to distinguish, okay, who the first speaker is, who the second speaker is, etc., and which voice is theirs from the video. So by default, we'll select their own voice, but there are many customers who have actually previously made their own voice clone or voice resource with HeyGen, and they would prefer to use those. So we offer like this full experience of selecting different voices. And there were specific cases where people didn't actually want to use the original voice because they were speaking in a dialect or accent that's not the best towards 5 new target regions. They would prefer to go with the standard voices that's now also available, and you can select that for any speaker in your video, right? And that's how multi-speaker works. And once again, you can double check the scripts for each of the speaker. You'll see, okay, this is speaker 1, that's speaker 2, and we can change their voice, we can change their script, we can also double check their timing is correct, and you can go submit, right? And how it works was like the result I shown you guys. So yeah, that's kind of the available updates already that were released. Again, it's like currently available to the enterprise customers plans, because on one hand we receive those requests from them. On the other hand, we're also building the product like hand in hand with them. Like we ship something, we talk to them, we ask for the feedback and the next step expectation, and then we iterate. That's been how essentially we've been building products in a pretty iterative and fast way, right? So if interested, please feel free to reach out to our team to get your code, and you can get started with your plan and play with all the powerful features, and continue to share your expectations and demands and requests with us, right?
Yeah, because I think that some people don't really understand that enterprise is completely customizable, and it really depends. Some people were asking for pricing. The pricing depends on what your needs entail, what your budget is, what your potential usage is going to be. So it's really important that you send an email. And if it's enterprise@heygen.com, but we will be sending out an email to all of you. And so if you have any questions, please fill out the email, and someone will be in touch with you in order to give you a quote and explain more to you. So that was good. Okay. So now tell us about the languages that are supported and what's coming.
Yeah, so as I briefly showed, like we now support close to 20 languages from like all those like mainstream major, like mostly speaked by the population. English, French, Spanish, Hindi, German, all the way to Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Arabic. And there's another close to 20 languages that's on the way. We're doing them like in order of by first of all requests from our customers, secondly like the population, right? And some of you might have experienced the situation where you reach out to us requesting a language that's not available. As soon as we hear that, like maybe 1 hour later it's up there in a product, it's because it's not that we're not capable of supporting it. It's just like we're waiting for the prioritization. So usually customers of HeyGen can kind of share with us their request, and we'll prioritize what to do based on the requests, especially for enterprise customers. Like enterprise customers has by default a higher prioritization when it comes to language and feature request. That's how we make sure we build the correct product as well. So more languages are coming. I'm just gonna go through the list kind of quickly, like from Filipino to Norwegian, Swedish, Indonesian, Vietnamese, Ukrainian, all the way to say Danish, Czech, Malay, Bulgarian, Croatian, Finnish. Right. So that is a pretty long list. I cannot finish that right away. But yeah. So eventually we'll be supporting 40, 50 languages as HeyGen app supports. And we are also working on like certain dialects within a language. For example, many people have been requesting like a specific locale, like Portuguese versus Brazilian Portuguese, Cantonese, Mandarin, things like that. Yeah, it's technically supported. We just are kind of trying to be able to allow you to select that and make sure that that's the dialect you want, right? Yeah, Czech is coming. Yeah.
Yeah. And right now, I think somebody is asking about Cantonese. Right now, we support Mandarin, not Cantonese. But hey, if enough people ask for it, it could be on the next list. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, that's awesome. Hold on. Are you ready for some questions?
Besides language though, and there's other kind of exciting features coming soon. One important stuff is called brand voice. So again, it's more tailored for companies who have higher requirement and the expectations of their brand consistency when they talk to, I don't know, external, when they talk to their audience all over the world. So what brand voice does is that you can have like a field, like a easy experience on the product to teach HeyGen AI what is your brand, like who are you, what do you do, and how do you usually communicate to your customers or partners or press, and what are the certain words, what are the terminologies that you usually use, and what's usually kind of a jargon that usually to not be translated, things like that. So you can basically teach AI about your brand as if like training one of your employee, and our AI will learn, okay, this is how you usually talk about anything. And besides the script control feature, our AI can kind of try to translate your content in a way that's more branded with you, right? More consistent with your brand voice, brand tone, and it's going to be making your content even better. So that's an exciting piece that's coming pretty soon as well, and we're continually to kind of enhance the performance for either the speed or the quality, as well as like multi-speaker, recognition, things like that, and what language that like we just talked about, right? So still, as many exciting stuff coming, and I will potentially be sharing more progress in another 1 or 2 weeks.
That's exciting. So someone is asking, when people register, they get a video email, and they get a video email with an avatar greeting,
Mhm.
and someone wants to know how they could create those at scale.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. It's actually a different kind of use case than video translation. We call it personalized video. So currently, you can use HeyGen app, which is separate from HeyGen Video Translation, like HeyGen app, to create those videos semi-automatically. It's like you have your avatar, you have your video design, right? And because you have the control over the script, you can just make like 10 videos, each talking to a different first name, and that's how you do that. But in the context of HeyGen, it's pretty manual already, but comparing to how you would be just recording yourself 10 times, it's pretty automatic. And
Right.
at the same time, we are working on a more catered feature to this use case. So very soon you will be able to just give us a list of like your prospects, like 100, 1,000 of them, each with their names, their email, their whatever information, and pick like a video template of yours, and we'll be able to generate all those like personalized video for you directly, like one button click, and you'll be able to use those videos to reach out to them, just as how you receive the personalized video response when you sign up to the webinar. Yeah, that's another very exciting stuff. It's a separate topic. It's coming soon as well. We'll be sharing some progress of that again in the next couple of weeks. Right. Thanks for asking. Good question.
Okay. Yeah, people are like putting in all kinds of different languages they want. Let me see. Oh, somebody asked a really good question. When they upload the video, they have the option to upload in 720, 1080, or 720, 1080, or 4K.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so you can upload like any resolution. of your video, and by default, we would try to go with your original resolution.
Mhm.
Only that 4K is available to enterprise plans because the amount of resource is consuming is like more significant than 1080p or 720, right?
Mhm.
So it's by
Perfect.
default 1080p for everyone if your video is at least 1080p, and 4K for enterprise accounts if your video is 4K.
Okay. Now, also for anybody that's maybe having a technical issue on one of their accounts, please reach out to our support team because they are ready and willing to help you. They're ready. So contact at heygen.com and they'll be happy to help you with any, because they'll have to look at the specifics of your video. So it's not something we can answer here, but they can answer it for you. Hold on, let me see. Also, I should let you know that as far as enterprise, again, I'll just let you know in case you missed it the first time, we are going to be sending out an email. Anybody interested in enterprise, please fill out the form, send it back to us, and someone will get back to you and go through your use case, the specifics that you need, and go ahead and give you a quote. So let's see. We have...
Someone mentioned SRT download. Actually, it's available from the beginning with proofread. So when you go submit a proofread, and before you finish everything, you can just download the proofread. It's now in CSV format, but I think it's going to be pretty easy to do that in SRT. Let me quickly share my screen and show you guys where it is.
Okay.
Okay, so once you have your proofread, here's a download proofread, and it'll give you this data. It's essentially the same data as your SRT, but you can either just convert that into SRT, and or we will be just improving this to make it into SRT file if people actually don't need CSV, right? It's a pretty easy to do, and it's available.
Here is a good question as well. In the future, will real-time conversations, is that something that we're planning on doing or can even talk about?
Yeah, real-time is another separate but exciting topic from HeyGen. We do have our real-time avatar available pretty soon. It's been beta testing for a while. Some customers have been working with us, engaging in our iteration, and it's now almost ready to be released to the public. So avatars are getting real time, so are the voice and the visuals, and video translation will be just one step closer to real time as well. So technically it's doable. It's just a matter of time and the performance, and eventually it'll be available in translation, right? Oh, sorry, available in real time.
Okay. I think that that is about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. One more time, we are going to be putting a link in the side panel. Please make sure you fill that out so that you get your 5 credits so you can create some videos. Again, we really, really appreciate you being here because we know that that it's not always easy to take 45 minutes out of your day. So we really appreciate it. Wayne, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Great questions. Nice to be here.
Yeah, it's super, super exciting. Video translation is such a game changer for communication needs and for businesses. So it's exciting, and we're really happy to share more in the future, not so distant future. So please join us again, and follow us on Discord. If we have an entire community there. Everywhere on social media, you can find us. If you have a question and you can't get it answered, please find us on social media. We're happy to help. So thank you. Bye-bye. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.